Every action has a consequence, be it good or bad. And for Phil, his actions were a matter of life or death.
My name's Phil Sutherland. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when I was 7 months old. The doctors told my mom that your son has type 1 diabetes, and if he makes it to 25 years old, which he probably won't, he'll either have renal failure or go blind. At 6 years old, I had to associate the fact that I was in control of whether I kept my eyesight or I didn't keep my eyesight. And I decided if this is something I can control, I'm gonna control it. So I took the job as CEO of my own body. And from that point forward, I was managing my diabetes on my own. So I started riding a bike when I was about 12 years old because for me it was freedom, and it was a real liberating experience for me, and one that I continue to do. The exercise that I've done throughout life is the reason I can still see, and exercise can help you to prevent diabetes, and exercise can help you to control diabetes. The thing that we want to help people realize is that it's not your crutch. Diabetes can be your biggest strength. The discipline that you have to manage this can make everything else in life be easier. You can change. It doesn't matter where you are right now, it's where you want to be a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. I want to show that you can do anything.
Please welcome Phil to the show today. Welcome, sir. It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Travis.
Truly inspirational. I just want to remind everyone, type 1 diabetes, different than type 2 diabetes. Typically, it's diagnosed in childhood. It's when your body makes, or your pancreas makes no insulin. So you cannot naturally control your blood sugar levels. It's why you have to be so meticulous, so on top of it, but it doesn't have to be, like you said in that piece, it doesn't have to mean that you have a death sentence. It doesn't have to mean blindness. All the things that can happen with diabetes, kidney failure, if you take control like you have, is so inspirational.
Oh, thank you so much.
I was reading your story, and I think it's really neat why you actually got into cycling in the first place.
Yeah, I started riding my bike so I could eat Snickers bars.
Yeah. So as a diabetic, you figured, okay, if you get all that exercise, then you can get the...
When I was 12 years old, the insulin took 2 hours to work. They didn't have rapid-acting insulin like they have today. And so I didn't really have the patience to wait 2 hours to give a shot and sit around, do nothing. If I went and rode my bike, I could eat in 5 minutes. And so I started riding so that I could eat. And then as I rode longer and longer, I realized, as a normal kid, I had to eat so that I could ride. And it was this vicious cycle that turned into a lifestyle habit that has kept me healthy, kept me alive, and now inspired millions of people around the world.
Now, you have an organization that's actually researching how diabetes works with athletics and creating guidelines, right?
Yeah, so Team Type 1 Sanofi is a global sports organization that, we work to instill hope and inspiration for people with diabetes around the world. And so we've started this research institute, for our own athletes to show how they can control their diabetes during sport. But more importantly, we do this, for all the kids out there with diabetes and every child without, because if you exercise, if you ride a bike like you guys do, you'll never have to deal with Type 2.
Mm-hmm. It's so true.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for kids to understand how to exercise, take care of their diabetes. Did you bring your bike out here to LA?
I did not, but I brought my running shoes. And after seeing all the jumps you were doing earlier, I think I can try to.
We will. So, at some point we need to all go for a recreational ride.
That would be fun.
With the key recreational.
Recreational, no, yeah.
Phil, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you guys.